YouTube, what is going on today, man? I got a 50 kill gameplay for you guys today using the KAR98 and the LC10. Probably my favorite sniping loadout for Rebirth Island currently. And then after that, I'm going to do a deep dive into basically all the settings that you're going to need for Season 4 going forward in Black Ops 6. I'm going to try to briefly explain like why I have the settings that I do. These are kind of what all the professionals use. I study all the professionals and in Warzone and multiplayer and make sure that I'm using the most up-to-date stuff myself. So you don't have to trust me for it. I'm telling you, everybody's using this stuff. But yeah, guys, the setting rundown is going to be after the gameplay. Please don't forget to like the video. It helps a lot. Hope to see you guys on the Twitch sometime. The link is in the description. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Oh my gosh. Actually got that. That was a good survive right there. That was a good survive. Survive in advance. I just heard a dude right here. Oh my gosh. Wait, this guy's controller died? The hell? Oh! That was close. See if he does. Let's see, 2K, Moolah is what I need here. What the hell? Where'd you come from, Bubba?
Good kill. Marking the rest of that.
Where'd you come from? Lil Jeff with the follow on TikTok. Lil Jeff. You know why I like you, Lil Jeff? Because you're Lil Jeff. Lil Jeff, thank you for the follow, man. Made 500 bucks, y'all. Maybe this one? Oh my gosh, it was it. I did it. I called it.
You must be streaming.
No, I just yap a lot while I play. It's actually like a weird problem I have.
I do too.
Hey man, I hear you.
How many kills you got, man?
10, 11.
Destroyed. Use your attack map to hunt down the rest of them.
What about you? How many you got?
I think you killed me.
Changing map.
Got about 2 kills.
Oh lordy.
Enemy UAV is online.
Nah, I just play by myself, man. Sorry, Bubba. Nothing against you. You seem like a nice fella. There's another guy in here. What the hell? That was out of control.
Hunt them down.
These guys got to rotate in the zone here. Oh, I just realized I'm on 40 ping. That's why I feel so laggy. I'm never on 40 ping. This is really laggy for me. Why did it put me on this server? Nice. Okay. Nice. The only max in stream without saying he loves Bird. Always. Always. Whether it's set or not, the love is still there. Just know that. Sniping on the 40 ping server is a little bit tougher than the 2 ping server. TikTok, we are looking for one new follow. If anybody's new to the stream and able to follow and help us out, we would love you forever. It would really help us out. Oh, good shots. Would really, really help us out. Cholo LW, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate that. Let's go, baby. Good guy right there. Oh, I jerked it a little too hard, you know? Oh. See him do that pump fake thing? He didn't mean to. That's just the glitch that I always get. Oh, that was way behind. Wow, I thought that one was good, actually. Can't hear. anything because of the cluster. So he could be landing on me. Who knows? That was a faraway kill with the quickscope build. Ah, I whiffed. That was a faraway build. Hey, Chris, thank you for the follow on TikTok as well, man. Let's go, Chris. This guy, that poor little bot. That poor little bot. That's another little bot. What the hell? Where do these guys come from? Oh, jeez. Where do these guys come from? Poor fellas. Another little Randy. Let's see. 26 on the board. One right here. Come on, show yourself, pal. Nice. How's it going? Oh, I'm not reloaded. Gotta leave this more than I want to because he's a little bit laggier lobby. Nice. Oh, I thought he was gonna keep running right. I tried to predict his movement. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm gonna go get this dude. The hell? Oh my god! Wait, what am I doing? Oh, I missed all those. Oh, I missed all those. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Okay.
Use your tac map to hunt down the rest of them.
There's more here. Hold on. 1 second. Ghost Cow with the follow on TikTok as well. Ghost Cow, thank you, brother. We got 30. Holy shit. Hold on now.
Enemy dropping into the AR.
Hold on now. Let's get this dude real quick.
Enemies are dropping into the
Is that real or? That was a good one. Where are these guys? Nice. It's okay. That's okay. No! Where did you come from?
Change your max.
We almost blew it.
No more second shot.
Come on.
Quite great to restock. Advise you to load up now.
Oh my god. Who is shooting me? Let's go down here. Nice. Huge. Let's go down here. 38.
Enemy precision airstrike. Find cover.
No.
Gas inbound.
Okay.
Returning to base.
What do you say?
No, there's guys right here.
Damn, yo.
No.
Change your
I
max.
shot his ass and he went around. Oh, you went inside there.
Where'd he go?
Well, I saved you. Hey, goodbye the back, go pass.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
I know. That's what I said. 44. Thought we were on a better pace than this, honestly.
Lining 4th Street.
TikTok, we are looking for one new follow. If anybody's got a free follow, burn a hole in their pocket, I would really, really appreciate it. I'm gonna shout out everybody right when we win this, of course. Shout out everybody right when we win this, of course. But if anybody's got some follows, it'd be awesome, man. Mitchie, thank you for the follow. Roger, thank you for the follow. Thomas, thank you for the follow. Thank you guys, man. Welcome in. Oh, freebie, perfect.
Area.
Change your
Watch
mag.
the sky.
Well, this guy means business. Hold on.
Tactical incoming.
Oh my God. Shit on.
I'm good.
Oh my God. My God.
You're in the top three. Don't let up now.
Change your mag.
Oh my God.
Squads left in the war zone.
47. 3 left for 50. We haven't got a 50 in a while. Oh no.
Calling in score streak.
One guy's in the gas. That would have been a sick play if we could. No. 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 Nice. No. Don't do it. Yes. Don't do it.
Two left.
Don't do it. 50!
Good work. That's how it's done.
50! All right, guys, now for all the settings, it's gonna be pretty informal. I'm gonna try to just walk through literally everything I got one step at a time. I'm just gonna start on the controller tab here because this is the first thing I got. So going down through here, I think the first thing to talk about probably what your stick sensitivity is. Now, all the professionals in Warzone at the highest level and multiplayer at the highest level, they're all playing somewhere between 1.6, 1.7, somewhere around there. That translates to like 6 sensitivity to 8 sensitivity back in the day before they changed it to this weird 1 point whatever. I highly recommend playing around this sensitivity. If you guys think it's too slow, it's probably because you're not playing the game right and you might not know what centering is. If you're trying to take a gunfight where the guy's behind you and you're trying to do a 180 and get to them and you think it's a little bit too slow, that's not how you want to play Call of Duty. You're going to notice that you're getting zapped a lot. You die in less than 1 second, about 0.5 seconds most of the time. So you want to be on a lower sensitivity so you're locking on to people and you're maximizing that rotational aim assist and your sensitivity isn't moving so fast that you're taking out the aim assist from it. You want it to be pretty slow. You need to practice centering. If you don't know what centering is, look up a good video on it. There's a lot of explanations about it. Other than that, there's not a lot of stuff that I would really change on here. I would turn your controller vibration off. I think it's just distracting basically. And then the next one I would go down to is the dead zone inputs. Now this one's pretty important. I think if you are somebody that uses tactical sprint assist, you're going to want to take this left stick minimum down to like 0 or 1 or something like that. And then the left stick max down to like 50. This is so you don't have to press the stick all the way forward whenever you're trying to get in that tac sprint. It'll actually get you in tac sprint about halfway there, about 50% of the way, right? Not much else to really explain on that one. For the right stick minimum, this is going to be, you know, a little bit personal preference. I play around 2 or 3 usually. A lot of the really good players, they play on like 0 or 1. It just depends on kind of like how responsive you want that to be whenever you start putting input into your controller. Leave the max on 99. Don't mess with that one. Triggers, again, this doesn't even matter for me because I shoot with the bumpers. I highly recommend doing that if you play with PlayStation controllers, to shoot with the bumpers. The triggers, this doesn't matter to me, but I would, if you do shoot with the triggers though, I would probably lower that down a little bit so you don't have to press the trigger all the way to the bottom before you get that response. Moving over to the aiming tab, sensitivity multiplier. This is a pretty important one. The ADS sensitivity multiplier, I just say bring it below 1.0. That's when you aim down sight. It'll make it a little bit slower. So whenever you're trying to make those small adjustments, you have a little bit more wiggle room with your right stick, right? I play on 0.85 or 0.8 sometimes, depending on how shitty I'm shooting that day. I might lower it a little bit to get a little bit more sticky if I'm like fidgeting away too much, but something below 1.0 here is going to help you. If you want to mess with this on like the custom sensitivity per zoom, I've never done that, but some people do. It's down here in the aiming advanced settings. I personally don't mess with it, to be honest. Other than that, on this page, just make sure your target aim assist and ADS aim assist is on. That's usually on by default. And then let's go to the aiming advanced settings tab though. For this ADS sensitivity transition timing, just put it on instant. It's the best one. And then aim response curve type, definitely choose dynamic. It's the stickiest one by far. It's super overpowered. And then I just leave it on 1.0. This is what all the professionals do. I don't mess with it. It works really well. Okay, and then that's it for that one. Moving on, we'll tab over to movement. This has got to have a lot of changes that some people might not have in their arsenal currently, and you need to update. So sprint assist, the first one, turn on. tactical sprint assist. It'll make so you don't have to click in your stick every time you're trying to get an attack sprint. It just makes the game a lot more fluid. Turn that sprint assist delay down to 0 and then make sure these are on. I think these are on by default. Again, just making sure you get in that attack sprint as soon as you push the left stick forward. Now, mantle assist, crouch assist, corner slice, this is kind of all personal preference. I turn all this stuff off because I think it just makes it a little bit more clunky if you do have this stuff on, excuse me. Corner slice, I really don't like how the gun turns sideways. I think it throws off my brain. I like it to all be running parallel and everything looks straight, and it doesn't actually make a difference in the game. Now, this is a pretty important one. If you're gonna run the slide dive behavior on hybrid, I think it's you either do hybrid or you either do slide only, okay? Because if you're doing tap to slide, it creates a delay and you'll hit circle and then a couple milliseconds later, it'll finally get you in a slide. So you either need to run hybrid or slide only to make sure you're getting that instant slide. I prefer hybrid so you can dive off buildings and get and you can get some momentum when you're jumping from rooftops and stuff on Rebirth. Now, you know what? I've had automatic airborne mantle on. I haven't really played with this much, so I don't know if on or off is better. I don't think it really probably makes a difference. I'm gonna turn it back off and see if that actually does make a difference, but I honestly haven't tested that one, so don't take my word for that one. But sprint restore, make sure that's on. Slide maintain sprint, make sure that's on. Parachute automatic behavior, turn that off so you can pull your parachute whenever. You can do it a little bit closer to the ground. This is another one that I have been playing with this on, and I think this should actually be off. It says that if it's off, it does not activate while reloading. So if you're reloading, you can only mantle something if you actually press the button. So I think that should be off, but I've been having it on. I haven't really noticed that becoming an issue, but I think that should be off. You might have to play with that one. I'm not 100%. Now, going into the movement advanced settings here, I would just turn off any of these. They should be automatically off. Turn grounded mantle off because that's annoying whenever you're trying to just jump on the obstacle and it mantles you over. Tactical sprint activation, single tap sprint. This doesn't really matter unless you're in the snaking. If you know what snaking is, that kind of helps. So I would just turn it on single tap sprint. But if you're using tactical sprint assist, it's not gonna really make a difference. Plunging underwater, I don't know what this really does, but I've always seen people use free. The professionals said they always use free, so I just use that. And then sprinting door bash, of course, that's on, should be on by default. Going over to the combat tab now. These should probably be on by default. The most important ones that I would look at, armor plate behavior, make sure that's on apply all, so you don't have to hold down your triangle or your Y button while you're applying all your plates. You just want them to all apply. If you need to cancel, just hit the button again. I don't use C4, so I haven't messed with this one, but some people might like that at 1x1. I'm not sure. I don't even use C4. So other than that, that's all I really got on the combat tab. Let's go to combat advanced settings and see. The only one that I would mess with in here for Warzone particularly is prioritize interact. So you can just tap to pick up stuff and boxes, and then you can hold the button to actually reload, because reloading isn't as important as interacting in Warzone, I would say. If you're playing multiplayer and stuff, this is usually you just leave it on tap to reload, because reloading in multiplayer is more important. You're not picking stuff off the ground and looting in multiplayer. But for Warzone, prioritize interact for sure. Sprint cancels reload. This should automatically be off. Make sure that one is off. And then other than that, I just haven't messed with any of these. So okay, going on to the graphics tab. If you're on PC and if you're on PS5, this is going to be a little bit different. But for the most part, I think you can find all this stuff on console as well. The game and brightness, I always play somewhere where it's on 55. It says this one in the middle, the Call of Duty sign should be barely visible, but I like it to be that would be down here, but that's a little dark. So I always go up a little bit higher just to get more visibility, right? All this other stuff I truly don't mess with. This is kind of all PC settings. It just depends on what kind of monitor you got for your frame rate. I don't really mess with it. I just set it up for my monitor, which is 240 hertz. So I just custom frame rate it to 240. Going over to the quality tab, this one has a couple important things that I would use. Upscaling, sharpening, make sure you use Fidelity FX Cast. This is on console as well. I turn mine to 100. You can turn it down a little bit if you want, maybe get better performance. I don't know. I always just have kept it on 100, even on when I'm on my console on PS5. This other stuff is all just going to kind of depend on your PC. I'm not going to go too into it because I'm personally not that big of an expert on the PC stuff. I have basically everything set to normal or low to make sure I'm just getting the best performance on my game. Anytime you can bring down some of the graphic setting, you're going to get more frames and you're going to get better performance. So all of this stuff I have either off or low. Console, you're going to have some of this stuff, but not as much as the PC, but all of it should be normal, off, or low, in my opinion, just to get the best performance, most frames, right? Going over to the view tab, we've got the field of view. This is definitely personal preference. I think in Warzone, you're definitely gonna want it higher, 115 to 120, somewhere in there. Some people will say at 120, the aim assist goes away a little bit. So if you wanna bring it down a few, be my guest. I just put it on 120 and max it out so I can see the most things in my screen, you know. ADS field of view, you definitely want to be unaffected here. So whenever you aim down sights, it doesn't zoom in. It keeps you at that 120 FOV. Weapon field of view, change that to wide so it's a little bit smaller on the screen, just takes up less space, it just looks better. The next ones, obviously, world motion blur, turn it off. Weapon motion blur, turn it off. This is all on console as well. First person camera movement, put it on least. And then other than that, that's all I really mess with. If you like the parachute camera perspective, if you want it to be like whenever you're parachuting, you want it to be third person, you can change that. I don't care to do that. I leave it on first person. So that's my personal preference on that one. Now let's go to the audio section. Over here on audio, master gain volume, that's up to you. I would do some of this stuff. Effects volume, make sure you have it on 100. Turn the gameplay music off. Cinematic music volume off. Get rid of that crap you don't need to hear. Dialogue volume, this is like the characters in the game. I have it on 40. I don't know why, but I just always have had it on 40. And then effects volume, make sure it's 100, of course. Now for your headphones, if you're on PC, on PS5, I would probably do the same thing. Just I turn on this enhanced headphone mode. That's about the extent of what I mess with it. I didn't do the paid version ever. And then down here on audio mix, I used to run Sucker Punch. But now just recently, I've heard in this newest update, I think Artist War put it out on his YouTube, the headphone bass cut is kind of nice. I was getting like a little bit of a pixelated sound on bass cut. It was like too loud for my headphones, and I went to bass cut and it sounds a lot better. I can still hear footsteps as long as there's no cluster strikes going on. So I've been using headphone bass cut or Sucker Punch. Either one of those, I think, are probably the best settings for audio right now. All of this other stuff, I haven't really messed with. I don't do the frequency. There might be some other audio experts that have some tips on that. I've never messed with it. Reduce tinnitus sound, I don't even know what this does, but I have it on currently. I've had it off before. I didn't really notice a difference. Voice chat stuff, this is all just for prox chat. I mean, whatever, if you want to hear people yapping and stuff, that's up to you. So nothing really important here. Going over to the interface screen, probably the only one that I use is on the gameplay HUD. I have my crosshair set to largest, just so it's like a bigger center dot. It's whatever, like, it's personal preference. If you want to turn the crosshair up to largest, you can. I don't think it matters too much. I just like to have that center dot really noticeable on my screen, so it's like I can tell where I'm centering. So I don't know if it makes a difference or not. That's just how I've been doing it. Actually, one I did forget is on the readability slide on color customization. This has been kind of going on the last 3 years. Everyone's been using this color filter 2, turning the filter target to world and then turning it up to 100. It just makes the game look a little bit better, more vibrant on your screen. It doesn't really make the gameplay any better, but it looks a lot more colorful and it looks nice. So if you want to do that one, you can. You don't have to. It doesn't really make much of a difference besides making the game look prettier. Yeah, that pretty much covers all the settings that I use. If I miss anything or if you have more questions, please let me know in the comments and I'll try to respond to everybody. But yeah, please like the video. Hope you guys enjoyed and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.